So that was my earlier film, which I was supposed to do with Puneet Rajkumar.
Oh.
Sir. So that was where we were casting Trisha for. So I think many thought that's the
Many
same
thought
film,
actually,
that's
yes.
the same film I'm doing here. I'm not such a big fan of first times because it's a coincidental. See, he's a very shy person. I mean, it's very difficult to reach him, talk to him because he kind of shuts himself down. I'm going to tell them this is what I want. We do one take and they already did it without me having to say much. With him on Thursday when the Vikram was releasing on Friday. So we were there sitting and talking Dhoomam and next day Vikram was released. He's like, see, now Dhoomam is releasing, he's shooting somewhere else. So I don't think he cares. Yeah. He loves Fahad. You know, it was very interesting. Like Puneet sir was a big fan of Fahad's work. And many times when I've spoken to him, he would keep saying that, oh, Fahad does such amazing content. And so Puneet sir is a big star. See, social media has made everyone feel like they don't have to do all that. You know, they kind of discard a film very easily. When I sold my earlier film Lucia to Sun TV, it was out of desperation because we were crowdfunded and we had no money to release the film. So when Sun TV said we're going to take every other right, I remember signing the document and feeling that that's the end of my film. With Kantara also, like if you see, they did not dub the film the first week. It became like so big only after they realized, oh, the audience are connecting it to us. No industry can plan and say that we're going to make the biggest box office. I think only James Cameron can do that.
Food feeds the body, film feeds the soul. It was the quote by a famous young director of Kannada film industry. He started as a writer, rose to fame with Lucia. Now he is one of the most anticipated director of Malayalam film industry with Dhoomam. So let me welcome Pawan Kumar. Hi sir.
Hello, hi.
So it's like Lucia where it all started. I think when we speak about Kannada cinema, the first thing, okay, Lucia it started. It started with PK wave, you see. So after Lucia, how did it change your life actually? Is that the way you see the film has changed?
I mean, the one Kannada cinema was known for a lot of good films even before I was born. So Lucia became the new sort of reboot point for a younger generation. But I think there is a saying that apparently Maniratnam, they all have said that you can make films for other industries a lot more easily, but you can't make it for a Kannada audience. So they do have really great films in the 70s and the 80s. So it's nice to know that the younger generation now has their first Kannada film as a reference as Lucia. You know, it makes me very proud. But after hearing that, I always tell them that go back and see some more amazing films. Then maybe this is not so big. You know, there are much bigger films that they have done. For me personally, yeah, I kind of got very sort of a small following which is spread across the globe though. You know, it's people from many languages who connected to that film. And it came out in a time when social media was a lot more easier to deal with. It was 2013, where everybody was happy on social media. They were not being very critical. They were not fighting too much. So it kind of, the positivity spread very well at that point, which is what took the film to a lot more audience. And someone like yourself who's never seen a Kannada film happened to see it. Yeah.
So Dhoomam is lot first times actually. It's like first time Hombari is doing a Malayalam film. First time Pawan Kumar is doing a Malayalam film. First time Pawan Kumar collaborating with Fazil. Lot more first time. So is there any other first time actually happened with this movie?
Also, this film is getting made first because it's been with me for a very long time. I've been working on this. So after Lucia, I in fact had the whole screen.
It's like nicotine.
Yeah, so I'd been on that trip for a long time. So hence, it's interesting to see that it went everywhere. And then finally came to the right actor, came to the right production house, and it's getting made. Yeah, for the what else would be the first time? I'm not such a big fan of first times because it's a coincidental, right? Everything happens, everything has a first time that way. So, but I'm really happy that this is the film that I got to work with Fahad as my first with him. You know, because it's an interesting journey that happens for the character and. he loves doing things like that. He loves being bizarre. He loves doing films which will challenge him and make him, give him more avenues to perform. So I think it's great that we started off on this, and hopefully the others will only build from here.
So like few years back, there was an interview of Fahad that was Pawan Kumar is saying, okay, he will share some thoughts, not for doing movie, but for sake he will share some thoughts. So from there onwards, it's that started, or is that a message that okay, I'm Fahad Fasil, an actor in the Malayalam film industry?
Started with that because I knew of his work, but I didn't think I will get a message from him. But after he sent a message, I said, please share your ID. But I think there has been a miscommunication between him and me, because I would send him the script saying that, please do it. But he would think, see, he's a very shy person. I mean, it's very difficult to reach him, talk to him, because he kind of shuts himself down or gets into
Malayali audience
to everyone. So I would send him scripts because I saw him as a very thinking actor who would know what he's working in. So I always like to take feedback, you know. So I told him, listen, whether you want to do it or not, if you have the time, read and let me know how it is, because I would like to write it better. So that's sort of but we never actually met. We only spoke to each other over emails a couple of times, or maybe an SMS, something. But the meeting actually happened when this project got mounted.
Okay. It's actually the nicotine thought was on 2008. I think after No Smoking After All came in, but at the time the scenario was completely different. But now it's like almost 10 to 13 years back. So how updated it will be now actually?
The strange fact is, even I was thinking on that lines, but nothing's changed. You know, the scenario when you think of if my film is related to tobacco, nothing has changed. It's in fact, I think the film suddenly found itself in a more correct time of release than before, because in 13 years an entirely new generation of adults have come in, an entirely new generation of tobacco dependent young adults have come in. So it is kind of relevant. I think this will be a theme which you can make every decade once and it will still be relevant, because that's how much the tobacco industry is going to, and how long it will continue to survive. So it will never go out of date, you know. And for me, the character drama, that was something that I was concerned about. But again, I'm very fascinated that it is still working, and people who have seen it so far, they find it very engaging, or they find it very interesting. So I guess if I'd made it back then, they would have said it's ahead of times.
I think it's the right time to. Means when we speak about smoking, your first cigarette is bought by not you, it's by your friend. So you do believe in that quote?
I'm sure. I mean, the film, in fact, it talks about all these things, because I was saying it in another interview, that no smoker is proud being a smoker. You know, nobody. I mean, they might flaunt it, they might say I'm cool, but I'm deep down, anybody would want to, you know, stop, but they cannot. So it is a film that deals with that question, like, why did it come to you?
So when we speak about Fahad, the career point that he is in, it's actually spectacular for most of the young actors, because he's Pushpa 2 coming in, Lokesh movies coming in. So lot of exciting projects are there. But Dhoomam is something what really interesting is his script selection in Malayalam actually. The point that he's doing a Malayalam film with a Kannada director. So what makes Fahad special in the movie?
So I think, see, what's happened is we do have this language boundaries, Telugu, Tamil, but for artists for the audience, it looks like the language is the defining. For us, it's the cinematic language, which is common wherever you go. You know, whether you make a Telugu film or a Tamil film, Malayalam film, you're still shooting 24 frames. You're still shooting with the camera, which comes from different places. So it really is, sometimes, unless you're making a film which is very culturally, regionally rooted, you know, but this film especially is a very urban thought. It kind of fits itself in any demography of Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, anywhere you want to go, because the thought is very universal. Hence, I would say that me being from a Kannada space, him being from a Malayalam space, someone else who's working on it is from a Tamil space. All that doesn't really matter, the language, because we are all using the language of cinema, which is very common to everything.
So Other than Fahad, like, there is Aparna. I think there was a rumor that Trisha was supposed to do this role.
No, that was my earlier film, which I was supposed to do with Puneet Rajkumar. So that was where we were casting Trisha for. So I think many thought that's the
Many
same
thought
film,
actually.
that's the same film I'm doing here. We never, felt like we should sit and clarify because these talks will keep going on, So we just left it,
Okay. So Aparna is in the movie, Vineet sir is in the movie, Anu Mohan is in the movie, Roshan is in the movie. So when we speak about Vineet sir, actually, it's like last film, Pachu and this is done spectacular. There will be some scenes in the movie where he stand out. In Gentleman, there is a combination between M and Amirjan and he want to study as a medical student. So where he stand out. So is there any something that...
Yeah, I was very happy because that was one casting that we kept struggling with. We didn't know whom to actually get. And we kept on going through many pictures or many references, like people, my assistants were from Malayalam industry, they kept showing me many different faces. But that was the last one, and then I called Fahad one day. I said, listen, I'm really struggling finding someone to do this. And he instinctively said, hey, try Vineet. Okay, and I knew of Vineet because of earlier works and everything. I'm aware of who he is, and I didn't know. I said, he's perfect for it. You go just talk to him. I'll also tell him. And then the moment I met him, I think they connected on Pachu, right? So that's the same time when I was trying to cast. So he immediately referred, and then as soon as I met Vineet sir, he was like, he was perfect for this one, and there are many sequences for him which really do stand out, like you say, and he brought in to the character which probably I also hadn't seen while writing. I had only thought of it on a certain angle, and then when we cast him and the way he started doing it from day one, it really became so much more better.
So is there any one scene that Fahad really stand out?
There are many, but for me, my favorite of his would be, there is a very important scene between him and Roshan, and I'm also very jealous of that scene because I gave them both the script, and then me and my DOP Preeta, we were both lighting up, discussing how to shoot it. There is rain in the scene and all that. So 30 minutes they come and they sit and they start performing. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to direct. I'm going to tell them this is what I want. We do one take and they already did it without me having to say much. That was so shit. They just did it without me having to really tell them what I want out of the scene, And when you see it, it's a very long, slow scene. And it's the way they both have performed with each other is really interesting.
So how often you connected to Malayalam cinema other than How often you connected to Malayalam cinema actually?
I think our journey started for the last 8 years, more during the pandemic, because we were at home and OTT, and everybody started talking about his films. And I think for me, of course, I'd seen the earlier ones, but See You Soon really, I liked how he managed to, do something in that space, and then also had so much drama to that whole story. I loved it, and I remember writing an email immediately and saying that I love this film. And but I think what really Kumlangini Nights.
It's a Fahad.
Shami. But his character, Fahad's character in it, it's so amazing. It was so much fun to just to watch how he did it. And I also like that how he's such a big star from the outside, but for him, he never calls himself one either. And he gets into films which has so many other people. It's not that it's a solo journey, right? He's always very secure and happy to do films which have many other actors in it, many other storylines, that his is just one storyline in many. I think it takes a lot of self-secure feeling as an actor to jump into projects like that.
So during a post-COVID scenario, in your class there was film was not the primary commodity, primary essential. It was biggest question mark, what will be the industry go after post-COVID scenario? It's 2021, 2022, how it's going to be. So then come KGF 2, then come Kandara, then come the 777. It's Kannada films actually really done after post-COVID scenario to read the audience mind actually. Means doing movie for audience actually. So how you look into that thing?
See, again, I don't think any of these films, they thought that would be the box office result when they made the film. It's always a high, big box office result is something that you stumble upon. because now I worked with Hombale guys, I know that when they made the KGF, they knew that they were trying to do something big, but will it be that big? Nobody can actually imagine. Kantara also, like if you see, they did not dub the film the first week. It became like so big only after they realized, oh, the audience are connecting it to it. So that's how box office is. It's no industry can plan and say that we are going to make the biggest box office. I think only James Cameron can do that.
Really had a very fresh mind actually. So from the 2010 to 15 like kind of movie, lot of campus movies are coming into the industry actually. Means like Rakshit Shetty's movie coming in, it's like Life Ishtane coming in, and you want to say that okay, I want to overcome Life Ishtane in an interview. So can we expect that kind of a young...
I would love to. I'm tired of doing thrillers. I'm tired of having cops in my films.
Oh,
I would love to go. Yeah, there will be. There's a gun, so there's a cop. So there is. I would love to go back and do some. I love Woody Allen films.
Oh.
I love those kind of slice of life, the European kind of films. And I am hoping that after this I'll get to go back and do something like that. Yeah, let's see.
And one film we really want to know about is Dvitva. Dvitva. So it's like it was supposed to be done with Puneet sir. Sir was actually approaching it very differently. You had said earlier. So what is the status actually?
I mean, now we have given it a break. Let this get over, because it takes time to kind of get over something. It takes time to, because I had worked almost. We were just 2-3 weeks away from shooting.
All the pre-production.
Pre-production for months together was already. So it takes time to now get over that experience to bring it back. Like I said, again, that was a psychological thriller. So I kind of want to take a break from thriller now and do something. So maybe it will take a couple of years.
So are you searching of that actor could pull off that?
I'm actively not doing it right now. I've just put it aside. We'll see it in the future if it again interests. He loves Fahad. It was very interesting. Like Puneet sir was a big fan of Fahad's work. And many times when I've spoken to him, he would keep saying that, oh, Fahad does such amazing content. And so Puneet sir is a big star, he's like a very big star. And as soon as you become a star and you become a favorite of such mass following, you end up being in a sort of a trap that you have to keep them happy, because they like a certain kind of films from you. They want you to be the hero. They want you to beat up 50 people. They want, and as much as he enjoyed doing such things for his fans, but he as an actor also wanted to try something. And I think he had done almost 2 decades, right? When he started, I think early 2000, and he had almost reached that 20 years of doing a hero thing. And at this point of life, when I met him, he wanted to say that along with this, I want to do something.
I want to do a Pawan Kumar movie actually.
I won't give myself so much credit. It's just that story. I always believe that it's not me. It's always the content that I end up writing. So I told him that, I have this content that I've written, and he immediately liked the kind of challenges it was going to put him through as an actor. He liked that, okay, I won't be, my introduction won't be like this, which is typical in all his other films. So he was happy that it's a very simple start off and it goes into ups. So he was up for taking up something like that.
For something new actually.
Yeah.
So, your first Fahad Fasil movie are you watching? Is that Kummalangi Nights?
No, actually. No. 20 female.
22 F.
22 F. That was long. No, wait, not even that. Oh, I forgot. So I'd gone for IFFI in Goa in 2013. And Lucia was playing. And at that time I saw a long queue for a Malayalam film. And I had no idea the name Fahad. And someone said, this film is apparently good. I think it was called The Artist.
Artist.
I saw that. That was my first part.
It's like it's a totally different approach.
Yeah, where he's blind.
It's like color blindness.
Yeah, correct. So that was the first film that I saw.
So after that,
then I slowly after that also the OTTs hadn't still come in. See, in Karnataka, you don't really bump into a Malayalam theatrical. Only the Malayalam community knew. We were very less informed.
No book by show.
So it's only after a friend says that, hey, this is good, it seems. Then we would go see it.
So you go to theatre and watch Malayalam movies actually without subtitles?
We started, I think my first will be The Artist at the festival. The next was, I think, the Kumlangini Nights. Whether they do subtitles there. In Bangalore, we get subtitles for Malayalam films. Yeah.
So in between,
In between, it was all online. Like when some friend says, "Hey, this film is good, watch it," or when they send me some screener copy.
It's like,
things I think festivals, it's like that.
so after watching actually Vikram, do you call him actually?
When I was with him on Thursday when the Vikram was releasing on Friday. So we were there sitting and talking Dhoomam, and next day Vikram was releasing. Yeah.
So are he is tensed actually?
No, he's like, see, now Dhoomam is releasing, he's shooting somewhere else. So I don't think he cares. Yeah, he's done his work and
he's totally chill pill guy.
Yeah.
It's like a really Pawan Kumar guy. It's like it's totally chill pill.
Me? I'm slowly becoming that. But you have to reach out to people and say that, hey, my film is coming, watch, So, but he doesn't have to.
Okay. So it's been a great conversation, and being a great fan of your work. Actually, it's like first Kannada film I'm watching Lucy. After watching only.
Go back and watch the other ones. There are some amazing 80s Kannada films.